What's going on there, YouTube? Welcome back to another comic book video. Okay, so we're going to continue our coverage over the new Ultimate Marvel Universe. And now we pick up with Ultimates issue number 6. Now, the 6th issue of Ultimates is amazing because it is the Hulk just beating down on the Ultimates. Like, I really feel bad for the team because the Hulk does not play around, especially for Iron Lad. But let's go ahead and get into today's video. Now, getting into the opening pages of this book, the book is kind of reminding us that by this point in our coverage over the Ultimates, Iron Lad was able to build up a network of heroes, the Ultimates Network. And the whole idea of this network is to use different members of the team to take on different missions around the world. Or there's one big mission coming up that can all come together, but I have a nice sized roster of heroes to work with to hopefully defeat the Council of the Maker once and for all. Now, with that being said, by this point in our coverage, you have heroes like Sif, Thor, the Human Torch, the Android, Hawkeye, She-Hulk, Wasp, Giant Man, American Chavez, Captain America, and Doctor Doom. Now, Doom stayed behind. He's not really down with the whole idea of going on these different missions, but you have Iron Lad leading this team into a prison because apparently the council has this super special prison holding on to prisoners they're constantly torturing over and over again. Human beings being tortured really does bother the Ultimates a lot. And so their goal is to go into this prison to hopefully free all those prisoners. Now, Iron Lad, he feels very confident about the idea that his team should be able to handle a mission like this. But either way, they do blast open the door, but they arrive in an arena, and it seemed like that door was actually a portal to go somewhere else. Now, as they all walk through that portal, they are then confronted by the Hulk, and this is the Hulk about to deliver one heck of a beatdown on the Ultimates. Now, let's not forget that She-Hulk, she truly hates the Hulk with a passion. And so as soon as she sees him, she wants to kill him. Now, let's not forget, for She-Hulk, it was really more about the idea that she comes from a small island, and on that small island, her people were actually asked by the American government if they could use their island to kind of test different kind of gamma radiation bombs or different kind of gamma radiation experiments. And so you had her people agree, believing that one, when it came to American government, they're going to pay them back in gifts, but two, they will not be affected by the gamma radiation. Unfortunately, the project was actually led by Bruce Banner. And what he did was release those bombs across the island and affected people left and right. Most of her people died, and the ones who have survived have been mutated, including her. But she was the only one able to control her mutated side and still come out somewhat normal. Either way, for She-Hulk, her main goal is to take down Bruce Banner for what he did to her people. Except you have Bruce say, nah, you are not even on my level. There's no way you could take me down. So literally, in like 2 pages, Bruce Banner, the Hulk, was able to take down She-Hulk just like that. She's gone. Now, this is where things get even crazy because you have our heroes wondering where in the world are they? And you have the Hulk tell them like, oh, you're in Conlan. Now, we do learn through the Hulk that apparently he's in control of Conlan. Now, remember, Conlan is one of the 7 cities of heaven. Now, here's the thing. The Hulk tells us that he does control all 7 cities of heaven. And that is pretty huge. But for Conlan, it has huge connections to Iron Fist. For him, he is their protector. But Iron Fist is not here right now. And the reason why, because it seems like the Hulk has the ability of Iron Fist. But again, he tells the heroes like, listen, I control all 7 cities of heaven. And so it's kind of like, is the Hulk really a bad person if he does control all 7 cities of heaven? Now, he also brought other protectors of those cities with him, and he calls them the immortal weapons of the Hulk. And so, of course, we're going to see a battle between those guys in the Ultimates. But really, it's more the Hulk fighting against Iron Lad, that's really huge for me. And you'll see why as we get to the very end of this video. But you do have both parties fight against each other. Now, when it comes to this battle, you can really say that the Ultimates don't stand a chance at all. And the reason why? They're fighting against the Hulk, who brought heroes, or not heroes, but people alongside with him who are just kind of like him, but a tad bit weaker. And so for our heroes, they don't have anybody who's a powerhouse except for Thor and maybe Lady Sif. I even give America Chavez around there as well too. But that's really it, because She-Hulk, she was taken out earlier by Bruce Banner, and we saw how easily she was defeated. And so as the battle goes on, here are a few things actually happen to our heroes. Like, for example, the Wasp. You see, there's a point in this book where she does get eaten alive, but completely all at once because how small she was. And for me personally, this was a callback to Ultimatum. If you guys have not read that book, it's very, you know what, it's not really bad, but it's not really good. For me personally, it's right in the middle. For some fans out there, it's a horrible book. For some fans out there, it's a great book. But in Ultimatum, there was a point where you had the Blob actually eat the Wasp alive, but piece by piece, killing her off just like that. And so for me, this was a callback to that moment right there, because you have the Wasp get grabbed by this character who's very similar in some areas of the Blob, eating her alive all at once. And so at first I thought, oh my God, the Wasp is dead. She is officially dead once again in the Ultimate Marvel Universe. Except she is not, because what she did was she grew in size, being able to actually pop out of his body, killing him off. And so for our heroes, at least they were able to take down one member of the Hulk's group. But getting back over to the Hulk, you have the Hulk kind of telling our heroes congratulations. And what I mean by that statement is really more the Hulk saying like, look, you guys were able to go out of your way to do small attacks around the world to hurt me and the rest of the council. You guys were actually able to get more people inspired to fight back against us. And you know what? That is great. But you also had caused fear in other people around the world, and really most of the people around the world. And with you having that fear out there now, you're going to have those people looking at us wondering if you guys are actually terrorists or actually heroes. But once we're able to actually get rid of you guys, those people who were so scared of you guys or scared of us will see that we were the heroes and you were the bad guys. And their fear will turn to love, and they'll love us all over again and join us and we get rid of the heroes who you had inspired to fight against us. And so sooner or later, everything should go back to normal. Now, while he is saying this, he's beating down Iron Lad. Like Iron Lad had no chance here at all. And really, you have She-Hulk trying to get back in the battle, and she also gets taken down as well by the Hulk. Matter of fact, she loses a hand. Now, as the battle goes on, it gets to the point where it does seem like the Hulk, Bruce Banner, is about to kill off She-Hulk. But luckily for our heroes, as we get into the end of the book, we can officially say our heroes were lucky that Doctor Doom stayed behind. And the reason why, because for Doctor Doom, he realized that he lost signal to the rest of the Ultimates when they all had a ride in Conlan. And so his main goal was try to locate them. Now we learned very quickly here that for Doom, he had basically set up a system where he should be able to follow Iron Lad across the universe or even into other dimensions. And that kind of shows that Hulk was able to use Conlan to block off that connection at first. But luckily for Doom being so smart, he was able to establish a new connection to Iron Lad and the rest of the Ultimates, even though they're in Conlan. But either way, with that connection, he was able to say, hey, you know what? Bring them back here right now. And when he does, it's at the very last second. The entire team comes back to the base after getting their butt whooped by Hulk and his immortal weapons. Now, for everyone, it's kind of like, hey, we're all good. We're healing up. We should be okay. But then you have She-Hulk say, no, we're not good. We're not okay. I'm right now holding possibly the dead body of Iron Lad. Tony Stark might be dead. And this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But guys, see y'all next time. Later.